I communicate with my kids' dads until you guys one day akata simu akamwambia let me call, mamako amekufunza kudanganyana. Hivyo ndivyo umeambiwa uniambie, hivyo ndivyo umeambiwa uniambie, hivyo ndivyo mamako amekufunza kudanganyana, si ndio? Wacha ifike mwisho. You do not talk to her like that. You're not going to stress my daughter because of stupid things that don't even matter. You do not do that. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and please guys subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're returning fam, karibu tena. So hey, you guys loved last week's video and we had 25 likes, so let's still get it to 100, and also this one to 100 likes. Now the reason why I'm asking you guys to kindly give a thumbs up to this video or any other video is because it gets suggested to as many people, and that's how you support my channel as well, subscribing, and it's free. I remember I asked someone to subscribe to my channel and they were like, how much will I be charged? I was like, no, you're not charged even a single cent. Yeah, you're not charged even a single cent. It's free to subscribe to my channel. So I'm also doing a second episode, that's why I'm seated here, and I want to do it real quick because I want to head off to work. So so today I want to share with you guys a story, because I really get this question so many times, so many times. Like, do I communicate with my kids' dads? Now I'll only share one. No, I actually don't with any. We don't have any communication, like at all. So with my son's dad, we don't actually talk. Actually, we don't talk. We've never talked. Like I told you guys, I choose my peace. So yeah, we don't talk. But I want to share something, because with my daughter's dad in 2019, he tried coming back to create a relationship with the daughter, and it was kind of going well until I realized it was basically just phone call conversations. Like, there was nothing else. He couldn't make an effort to come see his kid, and like totally. So they just talk on phone, and then I remember when they started talking, he told her in case she wants anything, she can just call him at any time. So that was in 2019. So that kept on going. Like, they started just talking via phone calls, but at some point my daughter would ask, why isn't he not making an effort of coming to see her? Why she just wants to see him? And I was like, he's busy, because that's the excuse he had. So phone calls until you guys one day. So this is what happened. I remember it was on my off day. So she used to borrow my phone whenever they want to talk, or whenever she wants to talk or call. And sometimes if he called, they just talk. I'm never involved in those conversations. I was never involved in those conversations unless it was anything finances, like school fees has been sent, pay for school fees, get her ABCD, she has asked for this and this and that, so I've just sent the money. So that is where I was involved. But they used to have different talks, like, yeah, they were just trying to connect and catch up and all that until this specific day. So I remember my daughter asked for my phone, she wanted to call, so she called and he couldn't pick. So he had told her if she calls and he doesn't pick, she should just know that he's busy. So I left the house with my phone, and I just started running some errands. So by the time I came back to the house, my phone was off. But before, I remember when I was running my errands, he called and I didn't hear. Sikusikia simu ikilia. So sikushika, Because clearly unaweza kuwa place huwezi shika simu, hata huwezi angalia iko kwa bag or something. So sikushika simu na sikuisikia ikilia, but by the time nafika kwa nyumba my phone had gone off. So I charged my phone, and then my daughter decided let her switch it on, because I think this happens a lot of times. You can just plug in your phone and like start doing things and forget it was actually off. So my daughter switched on the phone, and then that's when she saw missed calls, and I tried calling you zilikuwa zinaingia baadaye. So she called back. She decided to call back. So calling back, he picked. He was like, why did I call you, didn't pick up, and then you switched the phone off on me? So my daughter explained, no, mama alikuwa ameenda na simu na akirudi ilikuwa imezima. So to my charge nikaichukua nikawasha. Then he started akakata simu, akamwambia let me call. So kukata simu, he now called because it's my daughter who had called. So he started shouting at her and telling her, or let me just say he wasn't shouting at first. He started telling her, why is she lying? Like mamako amekufunza kudanganyana. Because my daughter likes putting phones, even when talking to her grandparents, it's always on loudspeaker. Mamako amekufunza kudanganyana, amekwambia unidanganye, ninakupigia simu mnakosa kuchukua alafu mnanizimia simu. Like it was, to me it was so lame, because simu ni yangu, simu si ya mtoto. So if I decide to pick your call, hiyo si shida yangu. Naweza amua nishike na naweza amua nisishike. I'm not obliged to like respond to your calls or anything, because clearly I can be in a position where I can pick a call and I can be in a position where I can't pick a call. So that conversation went really bad because he kept shouting at me. My daughter was like, no, mama alikuja, simu ilikuwa imezima na ukipiga hakuwa kwa nyumba. So ndio tumecharge, nikachukua simu nikawasha, ndio nikakupigia. Again he started shouting. My daughter is trying so hard to explain, to give him now, to explain to him. He's like, even ndivyo umeambia uniambie, even ndivyo umeambia uniambie, even ndivyo mama amekufunza kudanganyana, si ndio? Even ndivyo, like he started now raising his voice. Now my daughter and her, she also started raising her voice and crying, hapana, hapana. Hey, you guys, it was bad. I hung up. I picked that phone, nikaikata. Hakuchoka, akapiga tena. Patia mtoto simu. So he started again. Kwa nini unanidanganya? Hivyo ndivyo umefunzwa kunidanganya? My daughter is crying. You guys, I had it up to here. For me, at that point, I didn't even care whether you help or you don't help. Because 8 years down the line, I've done everything. So you've come back now and you want to look like you're in control of everything. Even my own phone, even my own phone, and how I pick calls and don't pick calls. And then you come and start stressing my daughter and shouting and talking to her like she's some piece of shit. I know, no. And you don't even know her. You've not seen her. The last time you saw this little girl was 1.5 years, like, sorry, when she was 1.5 years old. No, I picked that call and I was like, listen, you will listen to me, listen, you do not talk to my daughter like that. You do not talk to her like that. She has given you an explanation, but you still don't want to listen. You do not talk to her like that. And if this is what will end up as any conversations that go on between the two of you or between the three of us, wacha ifike mwisho. You do not talk to her like that. You're not going to stress my daughter because of stupid things that don't even matter. You do not do that. And then you do not even shout. How are you even shouting at her? I don't even shout at her. How are you shouting at her? She's someone you don't even know. And then who's told you kazi yangu ni kumdanganya? Like I'm the one. Tumeningia kwa macho. Like aje sasa. You don't come and pull those stunts. You don't come and pull those stunts with me. If you can't have a decent conversation, if she can't tell you anything and you believe her, I'm done. like wacha ishe tu, but never ever call and talk to her like that. You don't do that. Because I felt really bad because my daughter was crying. My daughter is the type of person, if you'd shout at her, she'd react. Like she'd start crying and wondering, what has she done wrong? For me, that's the last time we actually spoke. Because I remember after lecturing him and just telling him like, it's enough. And I remember she wanted something for school. There's I think it was a scrapbook and something CBSE, but she wanted like 2 items. And then you see, previously she was told, if you want anything, just let me know. We niambie kenye unataka. Sawa. That was their agreement from day one. So my daughter knew each time she wants something, she'd call, because there was never this relationship before. So she was always excited to at least ask for something, and then I'd go get it for her. You guys. And then at that point, I remembered I used to get everything for her. And then nigga, because right now she just called and wanted, she didn't even say what she wanted because she was not even given a chance to ask for it. And then now you come, it's just 2 years in, less than even 2 years in. It was actually less than 2 years. You start shouting at her. I had it up to here because she cried. She cried that day and I felt really bad. Now I felt guilty. Like, why did I even allow this to happen in the first place? And you guys, trust me, that was the last time we ever talked. And she has never even ever asked to even call or even text or even say anything. She has never. And I didn't tell her anything. But I think from that experience, she felt really bad. I think she was broken, because afterwards I had to sit her down and talk to her. And then we went and got everything that she wanted. Because I really felt guilty. And that is why I keep saying I choose my peace. Because in most circumstances, you already know who you're dealing with. You already know the kind of person you're dealing with. Even after me going through whatever I went through, I already knew the kind of person this person is. So you see, I actually allowed this because, there's the law thing and all that. And then you give them a chance to get to know their kids and all. There's just low thingy. So that is how it ended. That conversation was not even pleasant because I just drew the line. And I had it up to here. And I don't think that person had ever heard me talk the way I talked that day. Because you see, this person was used to doing things and I'm always there where you're crying and all. But that day I drew the line. And that was the last day we even talked. No conversation since then. My daughter has never even asked to call. Has never asked to, can I call? She has never. That was the last day, because I remember she cried. I sat her down and just talked to her. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, but we will go get you what you want. I will always give you what you want. And if it's there, you get it. If it's not there, we look for it. So that's how I've actually taught her. Like, she's always understood when she wants something and I'm not able to get it for her at that particular moment. But whenever I tell her she asks for something, I'm able to, I do. But when I'm not, Mom, we'll get something, we'll get what you want, maybe next week, like that. And she's anatosheka. That is just basically how I've taught her to be. So for me, I don't even really want to say I tried co-parenting, because there was no co-parenting there. There was no co-parenting because this person was just, these were just phone call conversations. There was no meeting. And then even besides that, there's an incident that happened. I remember I was leaving work. I was leaving work at around 7. He called. Around 2 that time, it was like, where do you guys stay? And then I told him where we stay. Oh, so I was around, he mentioned an area where we stay, some place. I was like, okay, wait, so you were there and you didn't even ask whether your girl was at home, like she could come meet, you guys could meet and talk, but you were just around, and it didn't even bother you? It didn't bother you that you just talk to her through phone conversations and you were around our area? Like, you're okay? I, guys, think the things I've been through, some things are just as tiring as they look, and sometimes there's nothing much you can do about it. As much as you try, there's nothing. And so I hope I'm just answering this question, because I really get that question asked a lot of times. There just gets a point where you just draw the line. You just draw the line of even trying to reach out, trying to struggle, connecting these two people. It's just difficult. It's too difficult. For me, co-parenting, I don't think I've experienced it, because that wasn't co-parenting. Simu peke yake, that wasn't co-parenting. But at the moment, I won't say he didn't try. He tried doing the things he could. But whenever, like, I'll do an episode next week of I'll just share with you guys next week. But it's not pleasant. But if you're lucky to co-parent with someone and you're on the same grounds, well and good. Like, they're able to come see the kids, they're able to provide as well. Like, you guys can even share turns in taking care of the kids, spending time with the kids. That is nice. But that doesn't happen to everyone. And then when someone tells you they actually have no idea where this person is, sometimes just believe them. Hawajui, because me kami sijui, and it has never even bothered me. It has never. I have very, very important things to think about. Yeah, I have school fees to think about. I have a teenager that I'm now raising. I have bills to pay. You guys, there are things you don't even think of. It doesn't even hit. And like I shared last time, there are battles that you clearly see you don't even want to fight, because if you try and fight those battles, you'll either end up crushed, or you'll end up wasting your time, your valuable time, or you'll just end up even wasting yourself. Basically, you'll just end up being emotional damage, because you're there, you're here, you're trying to do as many things at the same time. It's even mentally straining. So some things, when people even try and share, like many, let's just say ladies in my situation, or even dads in such a situation, sometimes just believe them, because me sijui wako wapi. Basically, it's just me, my kids, and my family, and the people that know me. Yeah. So today, I don't know, that thing has just been in me for a while. It's because you find someone just DMing you like, do you guys talk? We don't. And for that one case, besides just accepting the first time, even now the second time, when he wanted to really create a relationship with his kid, it just didn't work out. Cause Buddha, kama uko na stress zako, unadili na stress zako, kuliko kuja kuwekelea mtu tu stress. But then that's another thing. I don't know, but then I can't say much about co-parenting. By the way, I can't share much about co-parenting. But in such a situation, mimi niliona kama mtu alikuwa na stress zake, unakuja kuangusha hapa hivi mtu mwenye hata hana idea. Yeah, yuko so innocently, anataka kushare. Yani anataka to that moment, ya kuongea, because she'd even just call and just say nilikuwa nataka kujulia hali, how is work and all. Yani you'd see she really wanted that. But let me tell you, to date, I feel guilty allowing that in the first place. And it always hit me, by the way. I really feel guilty allowing it. I always feel guilty about it. And nimesema guilty mara more because what I saw my daughter go through, nilijiblame you guys, nilijiblame. Why did I even allow this person come this close in the first place? Yeah. So I really wanted to share that so that you guys can stop DMing like what happened. But like I told you guys, I'm always open to answering any questions, and I've just decided to share. I decided to share this because to someone else it looked too personal, but for me, like just sharing that bit, nimefeel poa because there are so many things I really want to share, and I'll share with time. Nitenda tu nikishare with you guys. If you have any questions, like I promised, I'll always respond to them. Nimeshajibu moja tayari. So for me, there is no communication. We don't talk with either of them, like totally. And I've just given you one reason why I don't talk to one of them. Yeah, so if you have any questions, just ask. Share, even in the DMs. Like I've already responded to one that was mainly asked, and not only on DMs. Like I'd meet someone and be like, "Hey, you're a single mom, so do you guys talk?" I'm like, no, we don't talk. Baba mtoto anakuanga wapi? Sijui. Either when a woman tells you hajui, or when a single dad tells you hajui, by the way. There are some you'd think ni just being arrogant, like hataki tu kusema, but zingine tu nakwanga ukweli, like hajui. Because there are some people, let me just not use today people, the word people, because there are some people who know they've sired a child somewhere, and they just basically they don't care. It doesn't bother them. Yeah, it doesn't bother them. And if you're the one who's left with them, like you're the dad or you're the mom and you're basically the one left with them, it's all up to you. It's your responsibility to protect this child in whichever way you can. So yeah. So I hope I won't be asked that question. I hope I won't be asked that question again. But I'm never afraid of answering. I'm never afraid of responding to it. Yeah. But one thing I've learned, if the other person comes back and they want to be a part of the child's life, you don't just allow them. Like you have to, for me, I've learned, you have to set some rules. You have to set some boundaries. You have to. It won't like it can't just happen like that. You have to set some boundaries. You have to set some rules. It doesn't matter, because whether it's it doesn't matter about the relationship or who that person is. It doesn't matter, because you're the one who's responsible for this child, like fully responsible for this child. So draw those rules, make those boundaries, and state this and this is how it's going to be happening. Yeah, but just allowing it to happen and then it messes the two of you, or it messes that child, it's not nice. It's not nice, especially when you find there are these kind of people who are always on and off. Like this month, Yuko, all in. Next month, MIA. And then the kids are there like asking you, why is this person not coming? Why is he not there? Why is she not there? You see, you're left having so much to explain. And then they don't understand. They're still young. They don't understand why these things are even happening in the first place. They don't understand. I wouldn't say for me it was easier, but she's just known mom. She's just known me from day one. It's just me. It's mom kindergarten. It's mom. It's just mom. Parents meeting, like everything. Yeah. But in the case of a different kind of separation, and then you meet someone who's not consistent and you're co-parenting, it's really difficult. It's very difficult because you have to keep sitting down those kids, having to explain to them, having those conversations, and you clearly feel they are difficult because you can't keep lying. Of course, there are parents who have to lie to their kids in order to make sure that these kids are not, like, they're okay. Like, you give a child yani unampatia assurance haiko, like atakuja next weekend, and it won't even happen because you've already know there's some kind of inconsistency, but you're there trying to still, like what I'd say, you're trying to hold on to something na haifanyiki. And to also those yes, and to also those persons, let me use that word. If you want to be all in. You don't have to keep coming and going. I mean, there's one thing that I really despise the people who keep doing that, and then you don't even apologize. You're not even there to explain to this child. It has to be only one side that has to keep giving explanations, to keep covering for you. Covering for what? Because that covering is what gives a child hope that will never be there. Fake hope, let me just call it fake hope, because these things will never happen. If this person is not coming to take that child out for a swim, and you're there telling them that atakuja next weekend, and then next weekend atakuja, kama hatakuja, chukua mtoto mpeleke swim, chukua mtoto mfanyie vitu, and tell this child the truth. Tell them they're not coming, hakuji, lakini I will do. Now that is one thing that I learned. So there are times when if this person is not doing it, I'd be like, let's go get it. Hata kuchukulia, hata nunua. And then sometimes you have to meet a deadline. Kwani utashinda hapo umeshikilia kitu haiko, you just have to do it. You just have to do it by yourself. But the most difficult part comes into sitting down these kids and trying to talk to them. Just telling them that some things will not happen, some things will not be, and preparing them and let them understand that this person will be here today, tomorrow they'll not be there. They'll be here this month, next month they won't be there. Rather than having to give a child false hope. Because I told my daughter, we will never make that call. If you want something, you've always told me what you want, right? Even before you made those you used to tell me what you want, right? So we'll go get it. Like I've told you, I taught her, kama iko, kama hakuna, lakini kama hakuna saizi tutaitafuta. Because something with CBSE, there are even things you can't even postpone. You know, if you're a parent with this CBSE syllabus, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So there are even things you have to buy, like lazima utanunua juu it is for the better growth of your child, ya shule and all. So I've answered one question, right? So yeah, and shared more about it. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you always want to get notified, hit that notification bell, and let's get to 500 subscribers, guys. Let's get to 500 subscribers. So please give this video a thumbs up, and until next time, stay blessed. Bye.